Hey guys, it's Dawn and Timmy here for another video. Today I will be talking about the long-awaited Poppy Playtime lore video part 1. So, let's get on with the video. So, in 1930, Elliot Glegwood finds and builds Playtime Co. In the same year, just a few months later, his wife Molly ultimately they both break up due to the fact that Elliot Ludwood is so into this project. In 1949, Elliot Ludwood's daughter Poppy Ludwood was born, but along with her brother Oliver Ollie Ludwood. But in 1960, at just age 11, Elliot Ludwood's daughter Poppy died of measles at age 11. Now, I'm not saying she did die of measles, but measles were pretty popular in the 1960s. Her brother Ollie was adopted. Well, sorry, her brother Ollie was adopted in the same year to try and fill in the hole of sadness in Elliot after his daughter's death. But in 1988, Ollie ultimately died, and the next year, both Poppy and Ollie made it into experiments. Experiment 1006, the prototype, and Experiment 1007, Poppy, which was just newly confirmed. In 1994, actually 1990, just a year after they were made, Elliot did something that made Ollie, the prototype, go over the edge, ultimately killing him, and I believe killing a child also. 1995, as we all know, was the hour of joy. So, as we know, the prototype was newly revealed after Lily Lovebraid's experiment 1864, I believe, or 68, I cannot remember, but I believe it was 68, forces us to go to her tea party along with Kissy Missy and Poppy. And then, suddenly, the prototype finally reveals himself. Now, I won't say what to me he looks like because many people might agree with me, many might disagree, but I won't say. But doing that, the prototype actually crushes Poppy's face, which interestingly enough, they're actually all siblings, but the prototype never meant to hit Poppy intentionally.
He
But
was just trying to
ultimately,
show her who's boss, and then 2 seconds later, her face kind of exploded.
yes, and actually, we can actually see some of her flesh in her face, which is eerie, in my opinion. So afterwards, at the end, after we seemingly killed the prototype, which obviously everyone knows we didn't, because we knew he would come back, because he's basically the god of Playtime Co. The prototype jumps towards us, grabbing us and stabbing us in the back, just like Huggy Wuggy and Kissy Missy. Now I'll get to those two in a moment. Then, with Poppy's clutched face, he drops her into the poppy gel, as her fate is unknown, as the player is soon revived. As Giblet tells us that Poppy was taken, which was really strange to me because she was dropped in a poppy gel, like actually dropped. And it would take the prototype quite some time to find out in all of that stuff. If it was deep enough, he might not even be able to find her though. But Poppy will come back in chapter 6, but
Wait, I thought
this.
the giblet thing was like before we got stabbed.
No, it was after we got stabbed. Now,
Oh,
I really do like that the host of this channel is really asking these questions because some of you guys might ask them questions. So, actually, Timmy, I would like you to ask some questions to me about the prototype and Poppy.
so they are they like step siblings or like siblings?
Well, Oliver was actually adopted in 1960, so basically they never really met, but I would proclaim them as step siblings.
And like you usually say, the prototype is Evil Pomni. It's stolen from the Amazing Digital Circus. She
Yes,
isn't. She is not.
yes, but they did get inspiration. I can guarantee you they
Yeah,
did do
inspiration. But they didn't say, ooh, hey, look, it's Evil Pomni. Grab her, rip her legs off, put some spider things on, grab the stuff from the earlier chapters, put it on the prototype, klaboom, it's the prototype.
Okay, now, next up is Huggy Wuggy and Kissy Missy, experiment 1170 and 1172. Now, obviously, it's not unknown who 1171 is, but it might not ever be revealed. But maybe it could be a baby Huggy Wuggy, but Kissy Missy wasn't even made for that. But
Woo!
experiment 1170, Huggy Wuggy, a very strong and formidable monster, which is one of the first mascots of Playtime Co., with the toy version being created in 1984. In the same year, Huggy Wuggy was created as an 18-foot tall monster, as he was put in the
With a
lobby
child
to.
inside.
Yes, some actually believe and theorize that the child is not a child at all, but a scientist, actually, named Harold Wugson, which, of course, this is not confirmed. Now, I will combine these two, of course. Kissy Missy Experiment 1172 was created to calm down Huggy. Now, as we know, in Chapter 1, we ultimately kill Huggy, or at least we think,
Well, hold
after he
up.
drops 4 million feet down.
I
But he comes back
I
in
have a
Chapter
theory.
5.
I have a theory.
Yes?
You know, how Kissy Missy calms down Huggy?
Yes.
What if Kissy Missy is if the other theory is correct about him not even being a child at all, um, it's probably his child or his wife. We will never know.
Well, I believe that it's actually his wife or girlfriend, actually. Now, onto Kissy Missy. Of course, as we know in Chapter 3, in my opinion, Foxy Boo attacked Kissy Missy at the end of Chapter 3. As in Chapter 4, after her injured arm is ripped off, we see her again in Lilliput's prison area. Then at the end, both are brutally stabbed and both killed. Huggy Wuggy, we see his eyes roll back. If you look close enough, we can actually see his eyes roll back. But Kissy, we cannot see her eyes, of course, because she's face down. But Huggy Wuggy is dead. I'm sorry. The formidable, strong, 18-foot tall monster is dead. But Kissy Missy, I believe she will somehow miraculously come back to life.
Totem of Undying.
What's the time?
8:27.
Okay, so I would talk about also Braun the dinosaur, experiment 1199, Thomas Clark. Um, he started working at Playtime Co. in 1988. 55, my bad. Then he got lung cancer, and he said that he wanted to become one of the experiments, and he became Braun. But during the time where all the other experiments met Braun, Foxy Boo brutally attacked Braun, having to go into a close to, I believe, 24-hour surgery, nearly dying numerous times during that surgery. But afterwards, he was put in isolation. Now, I believe that Braun the dinosaur is ultimately dead, but we do see a bigger bodies Braun the dinosaur, which is wounded and literally eating a grab pack, which we take and use after Huggy took ours. So, any questions about any of the experiments I've talked about, Timmy?
Actually, no. We have nine. We have like 20 seconds left. So goodbye, everybody. We will see you tomorrow, and we'll probably today at some point with part 2. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Like and subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
Yes.